One of our systems at 320 square feet can produce roughly about the same amount of produce as 1 acre of farmland.
Hi, you're watching 5 by 5. I'm Rachel Gregory, and today we're talking vertical farming with Jason Courtepatte of Kite Ag Systems. Jason, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
If there's one thing this pandemic has done, it's enabled people to sort of think outside the box, take on new hobbies, or learn new skills. However, you've taken more of an entrepreneurial approach to all of this. So tell us, how did you launch a business throughout COVID-19?
It was a matter of necessity, really. I mean, things were shutting down. This was early April. We had to do something kind of new, different, and innovative. I was actually teaching a solar design and installation course up in Whitehorse when I met some fine folks from Kite Ag Systems and had a great conversation with them, and really used that to springboard the idea of Kite Ag. We decided to launch something that was locally sourced and locally sustainable. We wanted to be able to build something that is provided by small businesses here in town.
With this, you call them sea cans. What does this look like? What is happening inside of them?
So shipping containers, commonly referred to as sea cans, is what we're going to be using for the basis of this, simply because they're plentiful, they're cheap to fabricate, and they're very easy to insulate as well. So you're going to have racks of growing trays going front to back across this unit, with some room in the back end for some mechanical equipment. There's going to be ventilation, humidity and temperature control, as well as lighting controls built into the system. An ongoing watering system will keep the plants hydrated. And then, of course, you'll have remote access monitoring via an app to determine how your system's doing. We're using nutrient film technology. This isn't an incredibly new, crazy, wild idea. This is a pretty standard practice. But what we've chosen to do this time is we are working on building a supply chain of manufacturers, consultants, and designers to be able to build these things right here in Edmonton using the fabulous resources we have around us.
So the output for this system is quite huge. Can you talk more to how much food could be produced in a week, a month, and how this is so impactful?
Our current estimates put our production at anywhere between 100 to 150 pounds of produce per week. Of course, that's going to be a little bit too much for a single family home, so we're mainly targeting nonprofit organizations, community centers, even farmers that are looking for a little residual income throughout the winter. You can park a few of these sea cans near your property and be growing this fresh produce year round.
You're an electrician by trade, that's your background. So how did you become interested in starting an agriculture business?
That's a very good question. When I had the opportunity to start a new adventure in something completely different from electrical, while it's so very different, it's so very similar in many respects. One thing I found is there's more than enough people that are willing to help you out and grow a business that you're excited about. You may not be as educated about, but that's why I've surrounded myself with a close circle of people that are far more intelligent than me.
How is Kite Ag Systems addressing sustainability issues when it comes to food production?
The thing that's not often considered here is, where does that head of lettuce come from? And I mean, there are more and more local producers in Canada and in Alberta that are growing in greenhouses or controlled environment agriculture systems. But a lot of produce is still shipped up from the States. And so there are trucking costs, there are environmental costs in the diesel, the fuel, the maintenance in the agriculture and the land area being taken up in California or in Alberta to do this. One of our systems at 320 square feet can produce roughly about the same amount of produce as 1 acre of farmland.
You guys are doing amazing things, and it's so great to learn about alternatives to food production, especially within a city center. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.